In Windows 11, there are a number of different methods and layouts for snapping your applications to different parts of the screen while multitasking. By default, if you click and drag a window to either side of your screen, you'll see this outline appear. If you release the window, it'll snap to that side of the screen, and you'll get suggestions for what you want to snap next to it. Simply click one, and both windows will appear side by side. But there are several different layouts that you can choose from. If you click and drag the window to the top of the screen, depending on where you're holding it, you'll get a different position that it'll snap to. And if you click and drag a window toward the top center of your screen, you'll see a translucent outline drop down. If you drag into it, a number of different layouts will appear, and you can release the window on one of the options to position it there, and then choose another app to position beside it. An easier way to get to these layouts is to simply hover your cursor over the Maximize button in the upper right corner of a window. After a second, the layout options will appear, and you can select which position you want your window to snap to. If you choose a layout with more than 2 windows, you'll get to select a separate window for each additional position. There are a few different options that you can tweak for how all of this works. Click on the Start button and go to Settings. In the left column, click System if it's not already highlighted. And to the right, click Multitasking. The first option is Snap Windows. If you wanted to, you can click the toggle on the right to turn off window snapping entirely. If you click the Snap Windows bar, you'll see a few more options. The first is that you can prevent suggestions for what to snap next to a window. For instance, if I disable this option and snap a window, it no longer asks me what I want to place next to it. The second option allows you to disable the snap layouts that appear when you hover over a Windows Maximize button. You can also disable showing snap layouts when you drag a window to the top center of your screen. The next option allows you to see your snapped window groupings when you hover over an app in your taskbar, task view, or when you press Alt-Tab. For instance, if I have a group of windows snapped together and I switch to a different app, if I hover over one of the previous apps in the taskbar or open Alt-Tab, I have the option to switch to just that app or switch back to my snapped group of apps. The next option is whether you want to be able to snap a window without dragging it quite all the way to the edge of the screen. For instance, if I drag a window to the side of the screen, the snap option will appear just a bit before I make it to the edge. If you disable this option, you'll have to drag it the entire way before the snap option appears. The final snapping option is whether you want your recent Microsoft Edge tabs to be available as options when snapping. For instance, if I snap an app, or even Edge itself, then my other Edge tabs will appear as individual snapping options. You can choose to show all of your tabs, the 5 most recent tabs that you've used, the 3 most recent tabs, or just not show tabs at all. If you have any questions, you can always visit the Acer community or our Acer support site, and don't forget to subscribe.